Warning, whoop whoop, warning, whoop whoop. This film is intended for second-year Spanish students. If this film is viewed by a first-year Spanish student, it could result in confusion, insanity, or even spontaneous human combustion. You have been warned. Whoop whoop. He is Spanish guy. Hey there, Spanish learners. It's great to see you again. I'm sure you've noticed that I'm wearing my hard hat again today. Again, what does that mean? It means what we're going to explore grammatically today is difficult. So you want to pay close attention, and if necessary, you might want to rewind the tape 1 or 2 times. So, Spanish guy, what are we going to learn about today? This is going to be have been or has been part 2. Now, note, if you've not yet watched have been part 1, stop now and watch this. Part 2 will only make sense if you've seen part 1 first. Alright? Now, in part 1, we learned how to say I've been dancing for 6 hours, or she has been singing for 10 minutes. In part 2, we're going to learn how do you ask somebody how long they've been doing something. Example, how do you ask your friend, how long have you been living in Mexico? Or how do you ask your boss, how long have you been a manager with this corporation? So today we're going to learn how to ask somebody how long they've been doing something. Now, how do you ask a friend, how long have you been singing? Now, I'm going to tell you a chant to memorize. Don't try to understand it, just memorize it. Just like in part 1. Anytime you want to ask somebody, how long have you been doing something, there are 4 words. Cuánto tiempo hace que. Again, cuánto tiempo hace que. Now, what does that mean? How much time does it make that? So if you want to ask your friend, how long have you been singing, you're going to say, cuánto tiempo hace que cantas. How much time does it make that you sing? Now, if you want to ask your boss, how long have you been singing? Well, what's the magic chant? Cuánto tiempo hace que. Again, cuánto tiempo hace que. I say cuánto, you say tiempo. Cuánto tiempo, cuánto tiempo. I say hace, you say que. Hace que, hace que. I can't stress enough how important that chant is. Anytime you want to ask somebody, how long have you been doing something, you say 4 words. Cuánto tiempo hace que. So if your boss, you say, ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que canta usted? The only thing that changed here are the last 2 words. Notice, ¿Cuánto tiempo hace does not change. Now, what if you want to ask a group of your friends, how long have you guys been singing? Well, what are the first 4 magic words? ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que? Translation, how much time does it make that? So to ask your friend, you'd say, ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que cantan ustedes? How much time does it make that sing you guys? Alright? Now, if you want to ask about a group of people, like let's say there are a bunch of girls out in the hallway throwing shoes at each other. And I say, how long have those girls been out in the hallway throwing shoes at each other? It's kind of a strange thought. I would say, ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que cantan? How much time does it make that they sing? So again, no matter if you're talking to your friend, or a group of friends, or your boss, or a group of bosses, the 4 words you always need to utilize are ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que? How much time does it make that? Now let's get a little dialogue here. Give you some real-world application practice. You want to ask your friend, Paco, Paco, how long have you been singing? ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que cantas? Now, why is it cantas here? Because Paco is your friend. So, ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que cantas too? Now, and Paco responds, well, I've been singing for 15 minutes. Hace 15 minutos que yo canto. Hold on a second, that's a different chant. Right. If you're asking somebody, how long have you been doing something, what are the 4 words? ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que? But if you're answering or telling or responding to the question and you want to say, I've been doing something, think about have been part 1. What's the formula? Hace plus time plus que plus present tense form of the verb. I'll be honest, Spanish guy, I'm confused. All I'm hearing is want, 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 want. Again, this is hard. Remember, that's why I put on the hard hat. Let's look at another example. Hopefully, this one will be a little easier for you. You want to ask your boss, how long have you been watching? Now remember, mirar is to watch. Way I remembered it, I can watch myself in the mirror, or I look at myself in the mirror. Mirar is to watch is mirar. So you go into your boss and you say, you realize he's been watching you. And you say, how long have you been watching, sir? What are the 4 magic words? Cuánto tiempo hace que? So to ask your boss, how long have you been watching? Cuánto tiempo hace que mira usted? Literally, how much time does it make that you watch, sir? And your boss says, I have been watching for 6 minutes. Notice, he's answering the question. Anytime you answer the question, what's the formula? Hace plus time plus que plus present tense, form of the verb. Again, present tense, form of the verb. So your boss responds, it makes 6 minutes that I watch. Okay, again, if this is confusing, just realize it's hard and you might want to watch the tape a second time. For now, this is Spanish guy saying, don't text and drive.